Welcome to the first lesson in the intermediate course, intermediate steps. In the beginner course, we learn from offensive stance, forward, return, back, return, sideways, return, sideways, return. Key points were keeping active feet, no dragging of your foot, and when you step forward, heel, push down, back, ball, push down. Yeah, I hope you remember, I'm sure you will. So let's first, on these basic steps, add a little bit. We're going to add the 45. 45, 1. So just like a 45, return. This is a 45 and return. So watch it. I've got my right foot to the back now. Going in this direction is my right foot. Here, 1, so I'm swinging it back, 1, and return. So now I'm in a 45-degree position when it comes to my opponent. The other side, it's my right foot that steps out, and I'm turning my hip 45 degree. So back or sideways 45. So you can imagine, like, if your opponent's standing in front of you, 1, you want to enter maybe at a 45-degree angle. Later in the striking section, we're going to add punches to these steps. So, but for now, so we've got forward, back, sideways, sideways, 45, 45. So these are the first set of intermediate steps that are built on the steps that you learned in the beginner course. Next session is what we call the V steps. Why V? Well, let's start in a natural stance here. Okay. I'm going to step with my right foot, there, return, and now my left foot over there, and return. So as you can see, I'm making a V shape. 1, 2, 3, and of course, all the things that I said before, they still apply. Heel, back, at the foot. Ball, back, at the foot. And but now, stepping forward in a 45-degree fashion, and doing that, well, a couple of times. And here as well, later, we can add all kinds of techniques to these steps, but they're also very important for blocking. If something comes at me, 1, I step. I've said this in the beginner course as well. Usually what we do, we start very big. So maybe instead of 45, I'm going to step 1, 2, stepping very far out. But slowly, I'm trying to get near the punch is coming, and I want to block. So you can make it smaller if you want. You can also make the steps bigger if you want to. Yeah, or maybe smaller if needed. So these are the 45 steps. I'm going to turn around, show you from the back side. On my right foot, steps to the left. 1, return, switch. 1, return, switch. Now, turn, set, net, yasa, yasa, ilbok, yellow, aho, yellow. So these are the V steps. Quite important. And as I said, later you will see them appear in techniques and hey, there's my V step again. The next step is what we call the shuffle. And the shuffle is a foot change. So I'm here, yeah, right foot back, and I want to change. So maybe, let's say I'm actually much better with my left foot. Can't really kick with the right here. So change here. Where you sometimes see just people just jumping in place, which is not wrong, but the shuffle has an added advantage. Now, look, here is a line. My foot is against that line. What I'm doing, pulling this one a little bit back, the other one shuffles forward, and now my foot is past that line. So it means, hey, suddenly I'm 1 foot length closer to my opponent. So in the kicking session, I'm standing here, 1, 2, and then kick. And suddenly maybe my opponent thinks, hey, he's just out of reach. And at 1, 2, I can very fast, like, get just that little bit closer to him. So if I'm doing just this, the distance stays the same. If I'm using my shuffle, I'm actually getting nearer. So don't make it a jumping shuffle, 1, 2, not something like this, but think you're 1, 2, here, front. Okay? Really try to make use of this forward momentum that you're creating. So that's another thing. 1, 2, this foot comes forward, it means that now I've got forward momentum, where maybe here I don't have that momentum. I have to create it by swinging my hip forward, but 1, 2, now I've got forward momentum, can still swing my hip forward and land that kick. Again, kicking session will do a lot more with this shuffle. Then the last one is the enter at 45. We usually do this from a defensive stance. So you're standing in your defensive stance. First, retreat. Now, step to the 45 and enter. Okay, again, retreat, 45, enter. Also look at the change of my hands. So now my left hand is forward, retreating, right hand goes over, now my right hand is forward. Retreat, step, go. Hana, 둘, set, hana, 둘, set. So first back, 45, then enter. If you want to make it a little bit more concrete for yourself, someone's attacking you, so you have to retreat a little bit. Now you want to counter-attack, but hey, to the front is impossible. So 45, and now you enter. So retreat, sideways, enter. Of course, also with the left foot, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So these are the intermediate steps you should practice. In the beginner course, I've already told you, look, stepping is important. It's all about you getting the better position. And if you can't create a better position for yourself, well, your strategy is kind of out of the window. If you let the other person decide what the position is, what the distance is, you don't have the upper hand. And you actually want the upper hand. So practice your steps, make sure you can maneuver like more agile, faster, fast. If you want fast, repetition. Start slow, to repetition, you get fast. A good exercise for the first one is actually do it with a partner, because what we want to start responding to visual cues and not just like, oh, I'm hearing something and that's what I respond to. So let's say if I'm the leader, you're standing in front of me. When I go forward, now you step back. I retreat, you retreat. I step back, then you come forward. Yeah? And again, if I step sideways, you step sideways. And back. If I step sideways, you step sideways. And back. I turn 45, you're turning 45. I'm turning 45, you're turning 45. Yeah? So now I'm the one who leads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back. Sideways. Back. 45. Yeah? And I'm still saying the things which I shouldn't. Just watch. And again, take it slowly first. You don't learn to get fast by doing it fast. You get fast by doing it often. So practice it a lot, often. And then we can go on to the next lesson.